As a child, I always dreamed of visiting New York City. I would see pictures of its tall buildings, bright lights, and busy streets in magazines and on TV. For me, New York was a symbol of opportunity, success, and a better life. But living in a small town far away, it felt like an impossible dream. Life in my town was simple, but challenging. I worked hard every day, studying and doing odd jobs to help my family. But I never let go of my dream. I told myself, one day I will walk the streets of New York. One day, I came across an opportunity to apply for a program that allowed young people to study and work in New York. The application process was tough. There were interviews, tests, and a lot of paperwork. Some people laughed at me, saying, "You'll never make it. It's too difficult." But I didn't listen to them. I prepared for weeks, practicing my English, learning about New York, and working on my application. When the day of the interview arrived, I was nervous, but determined. I spoke about my dreams, my hard work, and why I wanted to experience life in New York. The life-changing news. A few weeks later, I received an email. My heart was racing as I opened it. The words, "Congratulations, you have been accepted," jumped off the screen. I couldn't believe it. My dream was coming true. However, the excitement didn't last long. I needed money for the flight, visa, and living expenses. My family didn't have much, but they believed in me. My father sold his old motorbike, and my mother gave me her savings. "This is your chance," they said. With tears in my eyes, I promised them, "I will make you proud." The first glimpse of New York. The day finally came. As the plane landed, I looked out of the window and saw the city's skyline for the first time. It was even more beautiful than I had imagined. The tall skyscrapers, the busy streets, and the yellow taxis. It felt like stepping into a dream. But I knew life in New York wouldn't be easy. I had limited money and no friends in the city. I stayed in a small room, shared with 2 strangers, and started my part-time job while attending classes. The city was overwhelming at first. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry, and I sometimes felt lost. But every time I walked through Times Square or looked at the Statue of Liberty, I reminded myself, you are here because you worked hard. Don't give up now. Life in New York was tough in the beginning. The mornings started early with classes, and the evenings ended late with my part-time job at a small cafe. I often found myself exhausted, walking back to my tiny room under the city's glowing lights. But the challenges only made me stronger. Slowly, I began to adapt. My English improved as I spoke to people from all over the world. I made friends who shared their stories, their struggles, and their dreams. Each day taught me something new about life, about resilience, and about myself. The big opportunity. One day, during a class presentation, I shared my story of coming to New York. My professor, impressed by my passion and hard work, introduced me to a business owner who was looking for someone to help with a special project. It was a big opportunity, a chance to showcase my skills and build a future in the city. I worked day and night on the project, determined to prove myself. The business owner was impressed, and I was offered a full-time position. This was the turning point of my journey. With a stable income, I moved into a better apartment and even sent money back home to support my family. I explored the city on weekends, visiting Central Park, the Brooklyn Bridge, and the Empire State Building. Each place felt like a reward for all the struggles I had endured, making the dream complete. A few years later, I had saved enough money to bring my family to New York for a visit. Seeing their faces light up as they explored the city brought tears to my eyes. My father, who had sold his motorbike for me, stood in Times Square and said, "You've made us proud." That moment, surrounded by my family, I realized something important. Success is not just about achieving your dreams. It's about overcoming obstacles, staying true to yourself, and sharing your happiness with the people who matter most. The legacy. Today, I continue to live in New York, working in a field I love and helping others achieve their dreams. I volunteer at community centers, sharing my story with newcomers who feel lost in the city. I tell them, it's not easy, but if you believe in yourself and work hard, New York will reward you. Looking back, I see how far I've come. From a small town with big dreams to a life I once thought was impossible. My journey to New York taught me that no dream is too big if you're willing to fight for it.